Hey now, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and guess what? The finale of Scream has arrived, has come and gone. It's over. Well, season 1 is over. Let's see if this finale was worth it, because if you've been following my reviews, aka Rant, I've been ranting almost every single fucking episode. I have not liked this season, but I did say I was willing to watch the whole thing, and especially watch the finale to see how it wrapped everything up, if it gave us satisfying answers to the questions that we had. And I also especially wanted to see how this lived up to Wes Craven's legacy now that he has passed away. Sure, they dedicated the episode to him, and if nothing else, I can respect them for doing that. It was a great tribute that they had at the beginning. But let's talk about this episode. At the very beginning, we continue from them at the dance, and we see that the sheriff has been kidnapped and tied up to a tree somewhere by the killer. So we see Emma is trying to contact Brooke, because Brooke is at some random house party. In fact, it might be her own house party. I don't remember. But, like, they can't call each other, they can't text each other, like, they're trying to do so, but it's, like, not going through. Like, you see Emma doing it, and it looks like Brooke is just ignoring her until you see that Brooke is trying to text her, and it's not going through. So I don't know how the fuck the killer was able to pull that off. I mean, let's not explain that. No, it's just, the killer can do it! Fuck it! Why not? And Emma and her mom somehow deduced where the sheriff is. They find him, they go to him, and they untie him from the tree until his guts spill out. So basically the killer did kill the sheriff, but he had him tied up in a way to where when he was untied, basically when they went to save him, he would die. Just guts all over the place, intestines and the stomach. That was sick and gross, and I kind of liked it. Does that make me a terrible person? I don't know, but there were so many characters that I wanted to see die, and I didn't see them die, so getting some death in this episode, I can appreciate. Right after that, Piper shows up. Again, Piper's like, oh, hey, Emma, let's talk. When she came up to her, even Emma was like, dude, get the fuck away from me. I don't feel like talking. Shut the fuck up. And even Piper's like, oh, I know, I can understand what you're going through, blah, 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 bullshit. So then we cut back to the party, Brooke's party, and one of the kids there ends up dead. Some girl finds him, she screams, everybody screams, they leave, they run off, and we see the killer attack Audrey. The person in the mask grabs her, throws her up against the wall, and she says, what are you waiting for? And then they go like that, and then it goes to commercial. I'm like, really? This is when you're going to go to commercial? Clearly there was a reason for that, though. We see Brooke by herself. She doesn't know where everybody went or what's going on until Seth shows up, the teacher. And she's being wary of him. Finally, Brooke being smart again. And she locked the door. She won't let him in. She doesn't trust him. She's not buying his story. I like the way the teacher was acting, though, in this part, where he was sort of coming off sincere, but also a little bit of creepiness. Like you couldn't tell with him. And the moment where he was like, why don't you just let me in the fucking house? And then he's like slowly backs away from the door, and then the lights go off, and then it comes back on, and the killer's there in full costume. I kind of like that. I'm trying to be positive here. I'm fucking trying. Give me some credit. And then Brooke's running away. And when I said Brooke was being smart, well, that went out the window where she jumped in a fridge. Okay, so then when the killer comes into the room, not only is she breathing heavily, so he clearly heard her, he locks her in the fridge. It's almost like he saw her and was like, wow, what a dumb bitch. She put herself in the fridge. I can just lock her in here. She did the work for me. Locks her in, is stabbing her through the sides and the doors, and then he just turns it on. He plugs it in and turns the fridge on. So she's going to freeze to death. I'm like, wow, Brooke is going to die by her own dumb blonde hand. Oh well. Noah and Emma show up. They're freaking out. Karen shows up with a gun, and they're going back and forth. They figure out that I guess Kieran wasn't a part of it, I guess. They tell him about his dad. He pretends to be emotional about it, or he's just a bad actor. I don't know, one of the two. And then they find Brooke. Jake shows up randomly out of fucking nowhere. I'm like, all of these people are still alive? This is the finale. Kill some of these people. But they find Brooke, they get her out of there. She's like purple, so this is like the fastest working fridge ever. Where can I buy one of these? Because it got cold very quick. They saved her though because Jake gave her mouth to mouth. How charming. Noah had a line earlier where they gave him a knife and he was supposed to go off on his own to look for something. And they were like, scream if you see anything. And he was like, I won't be back. Obviously playing off of the line from Scream 1. I'll be right back. Oh! So, I mean, I get it. But, I don't know. I think I was more annoyed later on when Jake had the line of when Brooke told Emma that she had a landline phone in her house. He was like, oh, landline? What is this, 1996? Oh, I'm like, fuck you, you douchebag. Because Scream 1 came out in 1996, so I know that was a dig at the original, or at least that time frame. Just, what a douche. It made sense that it came from him, because he is a douchebag, but still, fuck him. And they find Audrey. She just comes out of nowhere with like a scratch on her arm, and she's like, oh yeah, the killer came out, and then, I don't know, everything went black. I'm like, really? Really? It's almost as if, like, I don't know if the writers are trying to put the seeds of doubt in our heads with her character, but it's just like, you didn't even try. You didn't even give her a line to make it sound believable. Everything went black? Okay, so then the killer calls the house, he's talking to Emma, says that he kidnapped the mom, and that he goes, Emma, you're a smart girl. Figure it out. I'm like, you think Emma's a smart girl? Have you been watching this whole series? Emma's the complete opposite of a smart girl. In fact, Brooke is smarter than Emma, if you can believe that. So Emma figures out where the mom is. It's the same place where Brenton James got killed or shot. So she goes there, the mom's tied up, and we find out that Piper was indeed the killer, something that I think a lot of us predicted. And so that wasn't a huge surprise. I did like the fact, though, that she was the daughter. You know, she had the line of, what, hashtag mind blown. When she starts going off on her whole rant and tangent about why she did this, how she did this, how much she hates Emma, how much she hates the mom, it's like, I get it. I do. I get it. Every Scream movie has done this. Every Scream movie has ended where the killer reveals themselves and reveals their whole fucking plot to Neve Campbell. They do this. I know. In some cases, it does come off silly. In some cases, it does come off like, what are we waiting for? Like Jennifer Love Hewitt. What are you waiting for? This scene, though, like, Piper just kept talking and talking and talking. She's literally talking about how she's gonna kill Emma before she kills her. It's like, why don't you just fucking kill her? Why are you talking about how you're gonna cut her open and then cut the mom open? Just fucking do it. Like, she's surprised when Emma actually, or when the mom gets up and tackles her. I guess she didn't tie her up all that well. Tackles her, and then Emma's fighting off. It's like, yeah, this isn't going well because you talk too fucking much. And then even Audrey showed up and shot Piper, saved the day, and then Piper falls into the water. Of course, they do the Scream thing of, oh, the killer's going to come back for one last scare. She comes up, and Emma shoots Piper in the head, so Piper's gone. She's dead. Piper did say before she got shot by Audrey that she had one last secret or surprise, and then that's when she got shot. So that kind of plays into the aftermath of it, where you see that all of these characters are still fucking alive. All of these characters are still alive. All of them! Like, one character died besides Piper. One of the main characters died, and main character, the sheriff, I don't know. So none of these real main characters died. It's very disappointing. I know they're coming back for season 2, so some people are saying, well, they had to keep some of these characters alive. Not really. You could have killed off at least 1 or 2 more people and then just bring in some more high school kids for next season. I will say that I'm glad certain characters didn't die. I am glad that Brooke didn't die, because I started to like her a little bit more towards the end. I did like that Audrey didn't die until you see at the end that she was a part of it, because you hear a voiceover of Noah saying, it's kind of weird how, Piper... Because at first I thought this was weird. It's like Piper was the killer, and it's like she was the killer by herself. Like there was no second killer. That's weird. Just in Scream rules, there should at least be 2 killers. I was thinking that there was going to be 3 killers, because the teacher was a scapegoat. He was being framed. So that was all weird until you remember that one scene where the killer attacked Piper and Will. And so it's like, well, who the fuck was that? Apparently that was Audrey. So I don't know what we're supposed to take from this. I don't know if maybe Piper, because then Audrey was burning up like letters from Piper to her. Piper came to Audrey and said, look, I know all of these kids have fucked with you, made your life a living hell. Here's my story. Let's help each other out, and let's get rid of these fuckers. And maybe Audrey at first agreed to it. Or maybe, hell, who knows how long Audrey was helping her out. Clearly, at least up until the Will kidnapping, she was helping her. Which means that she had her own girlfriend killed, I guess. And I don't know if maybe towards the end she changed her mind. Or maybe when she showed up and saw that Piper was about to maybe reveal Audrey's identity, she said, fuck that, I'm going to kill her before she screws me over or outs me. And so, I don't know. I guess what that means now, though, is that next season we know who the killer's going to be, right? I guess it's going to be Audrey. Maybe. Or not. I don't know. Was it a horrible episode? Not horrible. I'm trying not to rant and rave and say fuck 1,000 times. I'm just going to say that it was disappointing. I don't think enough people died. I don't think the reveal was all that surprising. All in all, I give this season a fuck you. I know. Okay, fine. Maybe it's some old bullshit. I don't know. Either way, I can't say I like the show. People have said that they want me to come back for season 2 and rant on that. So I guess I will be doing that. Yay! Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of the Season 1 finale of Scream? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Rest in peace, Wes Craven.